Hello. Let's call this meeting to order.
Sorry, Ross.
That's right. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good New Year?
Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. All right, wonderful. Okay, minutes from the September meeting, which everybody should have. It was a long time ago, but we actually haven't had enough quorum to have minutes, and it's not looking, well, actually, we're going to have enough today, right? Do we have enough?
We had enough even the time that you weren't here and she
November.
Yeah, PM did the meeting. I think that was September.
November.
Was that November? Cause
November was the last meeting.
Yeah, because we didn't have one in December, and I know October. I couldn't make the October, November. I know made September. No, I made the. I don't know. I can't remember. I made the October. We didn't have enough people. November and December. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we re-air the last meeting right before the start of the live meeting.
Mm-hmm.
The last one we had was November.
All right. So there you go. So next, we'll hold off on the minutes then, because the minutes I have are from September. So
Okay.
we'll hold off on voting any minutes. Why don't we go with the director's report?
All right. So I sent out a copy of this to the board, but I'll just kind of read it into the record. So December marked the first 6 months that I've been here as a full-time coordinator. And at that time, I feel all of our operation has benefited from streamlining and the added attention that a full-time position allows. The studio has been given new robotic HD-ready cameras and some shifts in the lighting grid. We've gone from editing pieces filmed in the studio to a majority of them being live to tape or simple trim edits. The control room has been revamped, and we're in the process of installing a new console. We've updated our TriCaster and started using Adobe Creative Cloud software, which has been a big boon for our productivity. The look of the channel has changed, simple things like the graphics and music, to more subtle things like the turnaround of government meetings. In the past 6 months, we've only had a handful of meetings that haven't been on demand within 24 hours after they've concluded, and all of them have aired on the channel within 30 hours of completion. We added 2 more public cameras and have enjoyed many hours of public use, especially in game coverage. In fact, I think as far as content goes, our biggest win in the past 6 months has been getting more games on in a timely manner. Our mobile kit has been entirely remade. We now have a TriCaster with mobile robotic cameras. This covers our school board and any standalone event we might want to record. For instance, last night we had the boys basketball game at the high school, and we aired it at 9 o'clock. We had it on the channel, so which was pretty great. So we can record and be aired almost immediately or live in some instances. Our relationship with the school has greatly improved. Principal McBride, Acting Superintendent Balke, and IT Director Gary Gerolman have given us a lot of help. This week, we've been testing our live capabilities over their internal network. This would mean that we could go live from anywhere in the high school so long as we have an Ethernet port. This will come in handy come deliberative session, and I'm hoping to use this next week from the auditorium for the public hearings and the budget. Finally, we've done outreach, made contact with many of the nonprofits in town, and our efforts in social media have paid off. Our Facebook page is nearing 200 likes, and we have nearly 3,000 views on YouTube. We have our schedule published in the paper as well as of just a few weeks ago. So what's next? Town Hall is in line for some upgrades. I intend to install a TriCaster and some new cameras. We're going to be using some of our existing setup to improve our secondary meeting room in room 107 across the hall here. We're going to upgrade our cablecast system. We need some new lighting in the studio, stage for the studio, continued upgrades to our control room at the studio as well. We have new modulators that are coming in. In fact, I just heard today from somebody from Comcast, so hopefully that happens in short order. There's going to be new software for some of the public editing machines and some classes geared towards the public and how they can produce content for us. Also streamlining more of our post-production process, improving our streaming and on-demand options, adding more public shows, continuing our outreach effort, and have an open house. That's, of course, once we get our control room situated. 2014 also marks the 20th year that GTV has aired original local content. I intend to celebrate that fact all year. I look forward to this as I see this year as us fully blossoming, starting reaching for bigger goals and giving the citizens of this town an excellent end product, resource, and outlet.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
A very good first 6 months. You've done well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exceptionally well.
The modulators, Bob, I'm assuming, from Comcast?
Bob or Dave? I don't remember which one was.
So good. That would make a big difference in the broadcast quality, that's for sure.
One of the messages that they left was if they needed to be replaced, and I kind of chuckled when I heard it. Oh, they need to be replaced.
Wonderful, good. That is great. Now, video on demand. I wanted to ask you if anybody has any questions. Please just ask me if you want to. But video on demand. Are you changing the service, or what are the plans?
We're going to look at some options, I think. There's a few of them out there. One of them that you alerted us to here is looking pretty good, and I want to try it out. I know there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so Neil and I were talking about that today, about doing that sometime soon and trying it out. It sounds great.
We actually, yeah, so for a little background, we have Laytronics playback system, which is great. It's bulletproof, it's awesome. But they have a service that they provide, which is a video on demand, which is $2,500 a year, but it's 1,000 hours of programming per year. And after that, you have to kind of eliminate and get rid of stuff. But it automatically does it. So when you encode onto the machine, it automatically transfers it, and all you have to do is just title it, and then it's on your page, your web. It's on the page that they already make for you. So it's very, very user-friendly. But we're actually going to transition out of that and into a $199.
$199, yeah.
$199 for 20 gigs a week, which is plenty for Goffstown, and it pretty much does well for us too. But it gives you 20 gigs a week, and we're actually, Manchester has two accounts, one for our Channel 16 for education and one for our government, and it's for $199 a year. So it's, yeah, exactly. So you're talking, it's unbelievable, and we're already using it now. We already did it, and it's not as user friendly. It takes a little bit more work to get on, but it pays. And then it's great because you can actually the chapters. Like let's say if you just want Goffstown boys basketball, for example, you have a chapter that you click on, and there's all the games there. Girls basketball chapter that. So it's all you can chapterize everything, every single show, anybody's individual public access.
And we do a lot of that with our public stuff on YouTube already. We have playlists on the YouTube. What we would be using it for is strictly government meetings, and our on-demand on that. The only thing I would have a question is, what about all the stuff we have now? We'd have to transition that off and on to something else.
Yeah, we're actually keeping both accounts open at one time, and once the other one is done, then we're 4 months into this new one, so more or less everything will get transitioned off, and it'll be 4 months of stuff, and the rest of the stuff will go, because we have to empty everything out after 6 months for us anyways. I'd assume you'd have to do the same for yourself, the amount of meetings that you have. So
we've left all of them up there so far. So
so I don't know.
Is this video on demand only, or video on demand and streaming?
It's video on demand only, but YouTube announced this week, is it this week? Yeah, Monday, I believe, that they're opening up their streaming options. It used to be you had to have 100 subscribers to be able to stream live. Now they're opening up to everybody, and I checked our account, and it's actually open to it already. So they've been rolling that out this week. TriCaster is supposed to work directly with YouTube, but I could not get it configured when I tried it out. I imagine there's got to be an update that's going to come out in the near future, and that could be an option for...
Have support, too.
Yeah. We should have support, but I don't know if it'll be TriCaster support or if it's YouTube support. So...
Anybody else, any questions? No. Town information, financials?
We spent about $600
Since then?
since last month, right? Just headphones, a studio chair for the new setup and the console, nothing major.
So how much money do we have in the account, the equipment account? I know there's a separate equipment account, and then
There's two of them, yeah.
there's two separate ones, correct?
I think we spent, how much did we spend? $11,000 on the mobile kit out of the $65,000. That's all we've spent out of that. And other than that, we spent most of what we allot yearly that we're going to get yearly.
Okay. Now, the $65,000 that you spent $11,000 out of, that also the $15,000 for the modulators is coming out of that account? Okay.
Yeah, there may be something we're working out with Comcast, too, because part of their original franchise agreement was to do some live drops internally in the school. When we're working out with the school right now, it wouldn't be needed. The outside drops were already starting to be taken care of. In fact, Gary was key on that to be able to get fiber all the way out to the football field. So I mean, I don't think we'll need to do that, and it was kind of a, can we wash this out with this and save some money and save some paperwork, basically? And I think that's what's going to end up happening, which would be fantastic.
Good.
So leading to that money is to last till the next contract negotiation. And we may not get a lump sum like that next contract negotiation with Comcast, because part of that money, I think, was from the 03104
Settlement.
settlement.
When is the next contract
It's a
negotiation?
5-year contract.
So this 60,000 has to last for 5 years?
Right, 4.5.
But we're
Right.
going to be able to utilize it for all the things we need updated.
Right. Plus, you get something like 115,000 per year.
This is on top of
Oh,
our
that's
budget.
beside, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Are we
Capital
gonna-
improvements.
Are we going to
Right.
have any extra on that? Probably not the first year, because we kind of used some of it for other things, but,
No, so yeah, I'm saying that was the yearly, we used what we would generally be budgeting.
okay. So there's nothing for the rollover, which was the wonderful part about that account.
Minimal,
Rollover.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
probably is some, but
Not much, okay. Cool, good. Well, yeah, because we envisioned that because of all the updates that were going to be needed for that studio and all the other things, that a lot of that money was going to be used up front anyways, and hopefully a small amount would be there for maintenance for the 4 years, because most of the stuff that is being purchased is good for 4, 5, 6 years anyway.
Right.
So it'll make it till the next contract, and then discussions will have to be what to do, but at least it'll be 4 glorious years of beautiful equipment. It'll be the golden age of equipment, so.
And really what we have left is the cable cast upgrade in this room. Those are the major pieces. And then the lighting, which I think we can do fairly inexpensively in the studio, so.
Now, what kind of cameras were you thinking about in here?
Just anything that's robotically controlled. It has to be HD ready. That's going to be one of my key points. Our mobile kit has standard definition robotic cameras, but by the time we're going to be thinking about HD, if that comes to, it's going to have to at some point, we'll probably be ready to upgrade those cameras anyway, is the way I saw it.
Yeah, I don't know. I had discussions with Comcast about HD channel, because we have our contracts coming up in about 8 months, and my biggest thing was that I want a HD channel. I want one of my channels to be able to be HD, if not all of them. And I don't want more channels. I just want, like, in the Spectrum, one SD channel equals 4 HD channels because of the way it's built on the Spectrum. They have an infinite amount of HD channels, but they have very few standard channels because they have to meet the basic package. We don't want any more basic package channels as of right now. There could be a request for another one, but my biggest thing in the next contract is to get an HD well. My answer was very stern that we will not be doing HD in this area for a very long time. They're doing an experimental in Atlanta, Georgia right now, but overall they'd have to change the whole network to be able to have community access channels beyond the HD spectrum. So that's a huge project, and they don't see that happening for, like I said, a very long time. So I don't know. Because that was my discussion, is that all these, for example, Nashua has these wonderful, beautiful studio. It's a great studio. They've got HD cameras, HD switcher, and when they send it out, they have to downgrade everything, down-convert everything that goes over the channel, because they can't send out HD. It's got to be put down to SD, and it gets crushed. And really, it's spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on stuff that nobody at home will even see the difference anyways.
But it's hard to get a standard definition camera these days.
And I wouldn't say nobody's going to see
Yeah,
it.
right.
There's the YouTube channel.
Right,
It's going to be
exactly.
high def on YouTube,
All right,
and
that's right.
people are going to use
I mean-
YouTube instead of.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the stuff that you can play like over the network now, like, Netflix and stuff like that on
all
it's
HD.
all, yeah.
I think Massachusetts has 2 public access HD channels, and neither of them are on Comcast.
No, okay.
And when they've come in, it's been in the last year, it's in addition to their other channels. So it's like
Yeah, that's what
an
it would be.
HD
Yeah,
add-on.
That's exactly what it would be. It would be, there were even discussions that, because we have the option for a 4th channel, we would trade in that SD channel.
Sure.
Give it to them, say, we'll never ask for another SD channel if you gave us 3 HD channels. And that discussion was like, yeah, that's not
Yeah.
going to happen. It'd be easier for us to give you an SD channel and
Sounds
take
like-
off, some paid channel and lose revenue for that than to give you HD ones. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So we'll see. But anyways, that was the discussions I had. But I don't know. We'll see. I understand exactly what you guys are saying, though. It's true. Online, we have a lot of viewers that do that online also, and yeah, it can be
In
broadcasting.
my experience is you start with HD and you work your way down. The end product is 10 times better. It's more clear, everything looks better. Than if we took an old Canon GL2, which was a wonderful standard definition camera,
Yeah.
it's going to be soft, it's not going to look
You
great.
can't buy SDs anyways. You brought up a great point. You can't buy SD cameras anymore. You have to buy them used, and
Yeah.
nobody sells them anymore. So
You don't want that.
it's the robotic ones that kill you, though. Oh, they're
Yeah.
so expensive.
Well, the standard definition robotic cameras versus HD are about a third of the price.
Absolutely. It's like
So-
the HD ones are 6, 7, 8, 10 grand for one. So good luck. And they're very
They
expensive.
weren't that expensive for the studio.
$2,000 for the ones we got.
What
Yeah.
kind?
$2,000.
Sony's
So,
Oh, okay, yeah,
HCM1, I think, something like that.
Yeah, we're pricing out our
Yeah.
city hall. We're going from SD to HD, and
Here-
it's just astronomical.
Here is probably, you're going to probably say no, but I know a company that is getting rid of some it used to be really state-of-the-art 3/4 inch decks. Any interest in having a 3/4 inch deck?
Well, I can't see where we would.
You know,
Yeah. No, we just got rid of 3 of ours. We actually had to pay somebody $25 a day to take them.
they're not
we actually, you kidding me? We used 3/4 until 2001. We were still using 3/4 for recording in our studio, and the format was great. It really was.
It worked and it was
It
reliable.
was
Yeah.
extremely, but
Except for the front and end of them, they'd all get twisted out.
Beta, my God, the first time I saw that was unbelievable. That was gorgeous. SP Beta, that was,
Yeah,
it was unbelievably gorgeous. Couldn't believe it. But anyways, we're off track. All right. We have no action items because we don't. Any new business whatsoever, guys? Anything? Any reports from the school? Anything that's
I
cool
think
that's going
Adam
on?
basically gave a pretty good school
Yeah.
report. He's developed a great rapport with a lot of the teachers. My tech integrators met with him.
Steve's
I know
awesome.
that,
Steve.
yeah.
Yeah. What's his last name? Steve. Over at the
Oh.
school. He's.
Steve Borget. No, I'm talking about Haley.
Oh, right. Yep.
And, yeah, Steve, too.
Yeah.
And I know you're working with Jeannie on some of the stuff that she's doing. I know that, what the heck's his name? The guy who was teaching video production.
Oh, McDermott. Yep.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
So I think a lot of stuff's happening.
Is there a lot of interaction with the students?
There is. In fact, today we had students in there. They do twice a week. They do morning announcements for the high school, and we've been working on developing this GTV news show. And the basic idea was we were going to have somebody from the public be the producer and anchor, and then basically facilitate it and get students to help them to be reporters for the show. And it kind of fell through, and it just wasn't working out. So I ended up kind of stepping in to take over the anchor for the first one, just so we could get it out there. And I kind of broke it to the students on Monday that we may not have another episode because it just isn't going to work. And they took the initiative, and they went and they found a teacher that might be able to help them out. And they had a meeting on their own in the studio, and they were talking about how they're going to do this. And their goal is by the end of January to have the second episode. So it was like, great, that just kind of happened organically. And they're enthusiastic, they're knowledgeable. I mean, they run the switcher, they do everything on their own now. It's great to see that and to see that enthusiasm about it. In fact, there's 3 of them who are phenomenal editors. They're great. So, I mean, that interaction has been great. The one thing that's happened with the school is I kind of have to, I think a few of the teachers have come in and be like, can you tape this? And it's like, well, hold on. It's not really what we're here for, but it's just educating everybody that we're here to facilitate. We want to help make things happen. We can't go out and do everything because we have, right now we have 3 people on staff total. So it's as much as we can do, but it's been great seeing the reaction from the students and seeing the school get enthusiastic about what's going on.
And how's the staff been overall? I don't know exactly 3 overall. Everything's been going well. Everybody's adapting and
Yep.
picking up the change.
Everybody's, yep. I think Dave's happy. Daryl back there.
There.
Hey, Daryl.
Wonderful. Good. All right. I think that's it. We'll try to get a next meeting. I would like a serious discussion, maybe in the next meeting, on what the goals of the committee, or what we think, what our role is from here on out. I think when we sat down, a year ago, sat down and we came to a point where we were all working very hard to get a full-time coordinator. We kind of saw the necessity of the committee and what we did to be less of a role as we went along, because we were kind of overseeing the part-time director and a little bit more, of figuring out what, what they were spending on and what they were doing in a goal. Well, now that, there's a full-time director, we, kind of follow his goal, and rightfully so. So we kind of, as a committee, need to figure out what we want to do. Do we want to be, meet less and be more of an advisory role or an advisory committee? I don't even know how that works with the charter of the town, or what that does.
My question, how
Yeah,
is
that's-
it going to relate with the
Yeah,
town?
but we as a committee can decide and say, hey, you know what, we don't have to meet every single month. We can meet every other month. We can meet, 1 month we can meet, well, we have to meet in public, but I'm just saying, like, we can have different meetings, like type, okay, we're going to talk about equipment just this for the meeting. The next meeting, we can just kind of figure out and discuss. We can have fun with it as a committee instead of being, less of an agenda committee and more of a discussion committee, which would be fun.
Sure.
But that's, if you guys
You're
want to
the
keep
one
that.
that we're supposed to
fun
be
committee?
supporting.
No,
You're the one that we're supposed to be supporting, so what are your ideas on what this committee or whatever?
I really don't think it would be appropriate for me to be a part of that discussion. That's up to the committee, that's up to the selectmen, it's beyond what I'm doing here.
Yeah,
But actually, we're supposed to be supporting the studio.
oh, yeah, no, and we will.
He's the studio.
He is the studio, and I agree, and I know exactly why he would say that, because as a committee, we're not going to break any rules. We're definitely going to follow
No.
the charter. We're going to have our
Right.
meetings regularly. That's not what I'm saying. I think as a committee, we can just do it a little bit more of a creative aspect instead of being a formal aspect. Right now, we're more of a formal. I guess I'm explaining it incorrectly.
No,
We're not
you explained it
required to meet
perfectly.
monthly.
Yeah,
We're not required to meet any kind of.
Yeah, so I'm just.
Required to meet ever.
And
No.
I do want to meet. That's not what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. No,
I'm just
but
saying
what
that.
I'm- what
That's
I'm
not what I'm
saying,
saying.
there's no regulations.
Meet more informally, like at the What Boy.
Yeah, exactly. I would like that. That'd be nice. But no, I just think that it would be nice to have more creative talks about, what we do and less of I don't know how to put it. We can discuss it more next week.
At one time, what we did was, the coordinator came in and gave us things that he wanted to buy, purchase, do.
Yeah.
He used to go to shows.
Yeah.
And we voted on it, and we told Neil what
Yeah, but
we
don't-
wanted him to do.
that structure
And
doesn't happen
Neil-
anymore.
No, it doesn't, because that's not part of it. But what I'm saying is in that way, we were supposed to be sort of allowing this money to go through.
Yeah.
And now.
And now I just
it's not
bombard
needed.
Neil with 30 emails a day.
Emails and
What?
requests. He just bombards Neil with emails and requests. No, yeah, well, it's all I'm just saying is as a committee, we kind of have to adapt to the new situation. That's all. I'm just thinking that
Yeah.
what we do now really isn't. I don't feel, and it's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I feel it's just not productive in the aspect that it's really we're more
It's so
reporting.
true.
We're more reporting to the public of what's going on through Adam
Yeah.
than we actually helping Adam. I feel, and that's partially my fault because I'm not really, I time-wise, I don't have a lot of time that I can invest more. But I think if it was more informal and more of a sit down and Adam says, hey, what do you guys think about this? He sends a subject to us every single month and says, look at this stuff and this is what I'm looking at. We could, as a committee, investigate it, come back with our opinions, just help them out. I don't know, just ideas, just
Yeah,
thoughts.
but do we have a public obligation too?
We can do it in public. It's not like we don't have to do it in
Absolutely
public.
have an obligation to do our meetings in public.
Yeah, we will do it in public.
And even then, with his report and stuff, how many viewers we have, I don't know, but
Yeah,
there-
I'm just.
I was going to suggest this report he did, if he does them weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, even if we didn't meet, he
Yeah.
can send them to everybody. In the next meeting we have, we attach them to the minutes.
Yeah.
Make them available to the public.
Absolutely.
So
I've even toyed with the idea of like constant contact or something to do some sort of, anybody who wanted to sign up for it could be a part of it type of thing.
RSS feed. on your
Exactly,
page.
yep.
That would be kind of nice. You just put updates, daily or every other day, just quick little snippets, and we.
Right
all
now,
kinda-
it's Facebook, that's what I'm doing on Facebook, but not everybody likes that.
It's just ideas, guys. That's all. It's not anything that's crazy or anything like that. I don't think. But can I get a motion to adjourn?
also move.
All right, second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.